Okay, just arrived at a site. Got a residential door. It's in pretty bad condition, completely off the tracks almost. Just haven't even gone inside the garage yet, but as you can see, the whole top half of the door is folded down. The door's crooked. Just gotta take our time and put it, by God's grace, we'll get it back on the tracks.
Find it in there.
Uh-huh.
So I said, how am I going to get the door down? There was only like halfway. So of course I loosened that, and when I did, down it came, and the wheels just.
Right.
But see, I could have got it back up again because it was not even this bad. But I couldn't find the two wheels.
Right.
I cleared everything out, and I didn't know where they went.
Oh, I see one's got, you got like hose clamps holding
I got
holding the
clamps
rollers
on
together.
Most of all of them I had to put clamps on.
Yeah. So yeah, we should definitely replace these. We got new rollers. Yeah. Oh yeah, these are all broken anyways. Okay.
Yeah, I did that years ago with these because they just
kept
sliding and then popping out, and yeah.
Okay.
I just didn't want the thing to fall again.
Right. We'll just take our time and just clamp one side and get the wheels back in the tracks and straighten it up. Put all the new rollers in, and just get the door down on the ground and start over. So the door's down. It's pretty much half the battle's over. I just got to fine tune, make sure the tracks are straight, replace all the rollers.
So what I'm just going to back off the strings and get the cables loose, and I'm going to wind up the drums a little bit tighter, make sure the drums are even. The cables, the tension on the cables is even on both sides. And then I'll just run the door and make sure the springs are good, they're wound up correctly for the door, for the weight of the door, for the size, the height of the 7-foot door, so just make sure they're about 28 quarter turns, and make sure the door is balanced. And replace the rollers and check it all.
This year, I never know which one it should go.
Yeah, it doesn't matter as long as it's once you put it on there, and then you just make sure that it's probably the forward one. There's two choices, but I'll put it on the first one, and then just make sure that the open and close limits are correct.
Yeah, I've been having it.
You just want it to be on an angle so that's kind of like this. So either one, as long as you make sure the adjustment on the motor is good, so when the door is completely open, it's up all the way. When it's closed, it doesn't go too far forward and crack the panel.
They should have made the opening smaller, or they made the door bigger so that the door would overlap even more. But right now, it's just too close, the door, to the edge of the opening. I've tried to center it as best I can, but as you can see, the wall for the opening, the frame, the sheetrock, is just all tore up because the door is just too close to the edge. On the ground, flat, the concrete's probably unlevel. At any rate, it's uneven with the opening. It's close. It's more in here, but then it's right on the edge at the bottom. Stuff like that. So when I fix the door, I just make sure that, if your cable's dumped, I don't just replace, put the cable back in the drum and call it a day. I gotta make sure it doesn't happen again. You can maybe see those grooves where the pipe was, it's supposed to be smooth, but it wore these grooves into it. I don't want the pipe breaking, so I just put the pipe on the other side. I slid it over. So now there's nice and shiny here. The drum's on a fresh, smooth pipe portion. And I'm just going to wind up the springs after we replace some hardware and make sure the door is centered on the tracks, and then we'll wind up the springs.
I'm going to let a few final touches to get the cables, to get the tension on them, to get the springs wound up, just tightening up the last set screw on it, and we'll just let the door up. Looks like the last company to work in the door, they put the wrong springs on, basically. They're a little bit too strong for this door, so the door doesn't stay down. So rather than replacing the spring system, we'll just wind them up so the door will open up all the way. The door's a little light, it doesn't stay down, but it's the best we can do. Once you put it connected to the motor, it'll stay in place. Okay, so we're going to give it a shot. We're going to open up the door. The customer should be happy.
Seems to be working good. For a really old door with a really old motor, it's working pretty good. We got it. It's pretty safe, so everything's good. Thanks God. Say again? Yeah, that's why we replaced them.
I would have to put that clamp in a certain spot.
Yeah, those clamps, the hose clamps he had were pretty precarious.